Hello everybody, we are back in action and we are kicking it off with this week. We have week 17 CFL predictions. These are going to come out on time. I promise. I hope they get out before the 8 o'clock game, but that is the goal. So if you are new, please make sure to subscribe if you're interested in the CFL, as of course I am. Well, we'll be doing our picks for this week in my explanation. Anyway, let's get started, as the first game is a little bit of a heated one, as the Saskatchewan Roughriders go on into Winnipeg to play the Blue Bombers. Saskatchewan desperately needs to start winning some games to be safe, with some other teams breathing down their neck for that playoff spot, as they look to be the crossover team, and they are kind of in a rough spot as of right now, especially running back. Morrow's out, Hickson's out for this game, so you're not going to have some issues there. And in general, they are facing some long odds. Now, I believe Jackson Jeffcoat will miss this game for Winnipeg, but in general, I would say that the Blue Bombers have to be favorites in this game. Who am I picking for this one? I'm going to go Winnipeg. I could see Saskatchewan winning this just out of sheer desperation. They need to start winning some games, and they need to start doing it right now, because they are definitely in a spot where I think a healthy Saskatchewan could run through the East and make it to the Grey Cup. But if you don't make the playoffs, you can't do that. So they should try to do their best, and I'm sure they will, but things have been falling apart for them in general as of late. 2-7, 2-8 in their past 9 or 10 games, and Winnipeg has been a machine pretty much all year. They're at home. They have to be feeling pretty good about this one, but you can never be too sure, as you don't want to feel too good about it. But yeah, picking the Blue Bombers. Then the 10:30 game, I'm going to try to stay up and watch this game, but when you go to work at 3 in the morning, or 4 in the morning, but get up at 3 in the morning during the weekdays, it makes it difficult. You have the Ottawa Redblacks taking on the BC Lions. BC is going to be in a spot where they are trying to hang in there and then just stay neck and neck, or gain a little bit of an edge over the Calgary Stampeders, whereas the Redblacks are not officially eliminated to my knowledge, and they would really like a win here. Recently got embarrassed against the Toronto Argonauts, at least their offense did, with turnovers, and the Lions really struggled to get some points and momentum in their recent game against Calgary. Having said all this, while I do think this is a trap game for the Lions, picking BC. You played the Stampeders back-to-back weeks. They're a good team, but at the end of the day, you are looking at the Lions playing Ottawa. Yes, they might be desperate, but BC needs some time to gel. And I think while this could be a little bit closer than expected, the Lions will pull it out. If not, well, good for you, Ottawa. As for the Saturday games, you have the Montreal Alouettes against the Edmonton Elks. That'll be 4 o'clock in the afternoon for your people on EST. And that is going to be a good game, because Edmonton is not officially eliminated either. Montreal, though, looking to keep up with the Argonauts at that top spot out east for that, but of course be a little bit closer to clinching a playoff spot, as they are 6-7 now, I want to say, through 13 games. And this one is interesting. Kenny Lawler should be back for this game, which is good news for the Elks. And then William Stanback, to my knowledge, should be back for this one. He missed basically the whole season, played the first quarter or the first half against the Calgary Stampeders for opening night, and has been out the rest of the year. And they've just played around with Fletcher and Antwi in their backfield a little bit, to varying results. But of course, having William Stanback back would be Stanback back. I like that. But anyway, having the receiving back, the running back would be great for them. I do think this one should be a close one. Picking Montreal here, but Chris Jones and his team kind of have some things up their sleeves, and all around the Alouettes are inconsistent, whereas I like what I get from Edmonton. I don't think they're a team that can take on the top teams right now, but I certainly do think any given day that in a second-tier group in the CFL, they could easily pull out a win. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Owls here, just feeling like Stanback's return could be a good one, and maybe just help out the team offensively, whether that is a distraction or to actually play well in this game. Hopefully Kenny Lawler plays well as well. And then the final game of the week is going to be Saturday at 7. You have the Toronto Argonauts taking on the Calgary Stampeders. I would have to say this is a big game for both sides, but in my opinion, it is a bigger deal for Toronto. Why? Yes, Calgary needs to be in a spot to try to snag up the 2 spot out west, but they have shown that they can beat just about everybody in the CFL besides the Lions. Well, now they have beat the Lions, basically the Winnipeg Blue Bombers As for Toronto, I really don't see them as that top tier team in the CFL, or one of the top tier teams. It is, in my opinion, Winnipeg, Calgary, and BC, as mostly everybody else believes that as well, or at least they believe that those are the three best teams in the league, probably. And the Argonauts have really had a tough time around the year just playing against better teams, and of course they have feasted on teams out east at times as well. All around, they had a good game. Oh no, it was a different game I'm thinking of. But all around, the Argonauts have been able to win games. Ugly, Calgary has been able to beat the better team this season. Big game here. Definitely think Toronto could win it, but I'm picking Calgary just because they have a lot to play for as well. And I still have some serious doubts about how good Toronto is in the regular season and as a team, because I really do think any team, whether that be Saskatchewan, whether that be Montreal, whoever makes it to play them in the playoffs, I really do think any team could probably knock off Toronto on their off day, and that's just the reality of the situation. But this is week 17, my picks. Hopefully this will get out before the first game. I want to know your picks, so let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe, and have a great night.